نرجع على البرنامج وضيفنا بهالفقرة غنيم خليل. غنيم اجى إلى الولايات المتحدة بروكلين وقتها كان عمره 11 سنة، هو خلقان بإنجلند والتحق باليو اس مارينز بالعام 1995 لحد العام 1999 والتحق من ثم بنيويورك آرمي ناشونال جارد عام 2002 وتحدث بحرية ضد الحرب، حرب العراق بعام 2003 ومن ثم كمان التحق بعام 2006 بإيراك Veterans Against War. غنيم كتب كتاب مؤخرا وهالكتاب بعنوان Contemplating Dissent, Why Saying No to the War in Iraq was the right thing to do from a Muslim point of view. حديثنا رح يكون مع غنيم الليلة متعلق بهالموضوع Muslim point of view of war against Iraq. Good evening, Ghanim.
Good evening. Thanks for having me.
How are you?
Good, very good.
Did you watch that movie, The Sniper?
I have
American
seen it.
Sniper?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes,
Well, you like it?
Well, there's a bunch of things that had problems with it. First of all, it dehumanizes the Iraqi people. And second, it doesn't tell the whole story about what the Iraq War is about. It just skips from September 11 to the Iraq War, and it kind of makes a false connection between the two.
Yes, we just need to make a quick note for those who don't know that the movie American Sniper is a film adaptation of a true story, an autobiography written by the American sniper Chris Kyle, and he wrote that book in 2012. I want to talk more about the movie American Sniper, not specifically about American Sniper as much as the war in Iraq. You said in your book that you are against that war from a Muslim point of view. Why is that?
Well, not just from a Muslim point of view, but if we're going to say Muslim point of view, it's a violation of morals to be involved in a war of aggression. But it's something that's shared by people of many faiths. I think the world made it very clear. People of different religious groups in the world made it very clear that it violated universal moral principles.
Is it connected to religion or to human
point of view? From the human point of view.
Human point of view.
And that's why the whole planet shared pretty much.
So why you joined the army and you know this is going to be some, or you don't know, you didn't know before?
Well, people who join the military expect that we will follow the Constitution, will follow international law. They don't expect the country to wage a war of aggression.
So you object the war, and even though they keep you in the army,
well, yes,
you are a veteran now working
Yes.
for the government. So that's something I think it should be appreciated, right?
Sure.
Yeah, from the government.
Well,
or from the system.
Well, it's
the freedom of speech.
The freedom of speech is an essential part of the U.S. Constitution.
Yes. Let me talk a little bit about your work today. You do a lot of interfaith dialogue and speeches, part of the Iraq Veterans Against the War, as your T-shirt is showing. Yes. Why we talk a lot about Iraq veterans, like the movie. So many veterans now are starting to write books, do interviews, go out publicly and speak about the specific war. Why Iraq war in particular?
Well, we want veterans to speak about their experience of the war. Experience of the war educates the public about war.
But aren't all wars ugly?
Well, wars are ugly, sure. But we make the distinction between just wars and unjust wars. And it's very important that veterans come and speak about their experience about war, especially in Iraq.
Let's go back to American Sniper. Do you think the movie gives justice? I know that you haven't been to the war because you chose not to, and you were allowed not to participate, and you were not deployed to Iraq. Let's talk about the movie. Does it give justice of what happened in the Iraq?
No, the movie's about the protagonist. So Chris Kyle. So it's not really about why the war happened, and that's one of the criticisms about the war about the movie is that it should have included, a fuller context, a greater story about why Chris Kyle was deployed in Iraq, and the movie doesn't do that. Instead, it makes a false connection between September 11 and the war in Iraq.
Yeah, many of the people they think this. I have seen some comments, many comments. It's in the public that the movie has like kind of racist against the Arab.
Yeah. There's a lot of dehumanization of Iraqi people, of Iraqi Arabs. There's a lack of good characters, good Iraqi characters in the movie. Either you're with the United States military helping them, or you're an enemy, and that's a great problem.
Absolutely. Are you saying that the movie failed to show all aspects of the true nature? Because every country has different, spectrum of people. It's not only black and white,
Correct.
Obviously. All right. I wanna go back, to something like a quote from your speeches. You have presented a speech. They're backdated in 2003. But you said something. This war, we're talking about the war in Iraq, will further hatred between the American people and the Muslim world.
That's correct, and it has.
It does.
It has.
So, can you, talk more about that point, especially of the big threat that the Middle East is facing today from the Islamic State, or what they like to call themselves Islamic State?
Well, first of all, the Iraq War created the chaos which gave birth to a lot of these extremist movements. And unfortunately, the American media often shows too much of the extremist point of view and not very much of the ordinary Iraqi or the ordinary Syrian or the ordinary Arab or the ordinary Muslim.
Which they are the majority.
Which are the majority.
How do you know? You haven't been to the Iraq war. How do you know about the ordinary Iraqis and Syrian? What they think, what they feel?
Well, there's a lot of studies and a lot of work, and a lot of journalists have gone over there and talked to ordinary Iraqis. Like you said before, nothing is simply black and white, and we know that the normal human being does not behave like an extremist.
Yeah, but Ghanim, from what I know in the military or the Navy, usually when they give you an order to go to Germany or to go to Iraq, you have to go.
Right.
If you don't go, you violate, and this violation in the army is different. It's like maybe you can get to jail or
Right, you get arrested. Yeah.
you get arrested, right?
Correct.
But that's not
that's
your
not the
case.
case.
It wasn't my case
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I didn't get deployed.
Yes, he didn't get
Oh, you
deployed.
didn't get deployed.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Let me, step further to your work today as interfaith speaker. Why is it so important to talk between religions?
Well, events like September 11, the war in Iraq, and several other types of events, current events, they convince me that a lot needs to be done between people of different faith groups and also people of no faith and faith groups in order to understand each other better, in order to break the barrier of hate and fear and ignorance. We need to communicate with each other better. We need to find common ground. And it's normal, we're all human beings. We all want the same thing, peace, security. And I think interfaith work is crucial to promote that type of thing.
Yeah, and now I think you work in New York City and the government, teaching people about the nature and the animals, which is something very, very touchy.
What do you mean touchy?
I mean, like it touched the human being.
Oh yeah. Nature is a part of humanity. We're connected to nature
Exactly.
deeply.
You said something like everybody wants peace, or everybody wants to live in peace. Do you think? Don't you think also that this is an exaggeration? Don't you think that there's certain group of people that in peace they do not prosper, in peace they don't make money, in peace they don't make profits?
Well, there's people who have particular interests that depend upon war or conflict. When I mean people, you know, most people, they want peace and security. I mean the ordinary human being. You know?
Yeah. One thing about your experience, you know, not speaking out loud about publicly against the, you know, war in Iraq. Have you had any opposition from people close to you, maybe accusing you of not being patriotic?
No one close to me.
No one.
Some people who read, you know, my story online. There's a lot of misinformation about me online too. Half of it's incorrect, but people read those types of stories and they leave comments, and you know, some of the comments are not very civilized reactions. But most people actually liked what I did. They agreed with what I did.
Yeah, but you have told me, Ghanim, that many of the publisher, when they look at the book, they're trying to stay away.
Yeah,
were you having problems
I sent a synopsis of my book to a couple of publishers, and they never really responded. It's difficult to tell why they don't respond, but they didn't respond to.
And you have to get this book to a publisher to start to print it and distribute it?
Well, I'd like to have that happen, but in the meantime, I'd like to do, you know, other types of work promoting the same thing that the book would probably promote.
So when you expect the book will be out?
I have no idea because I have to contact publishers. I have to talk to them.
Ghanim, before we part our ways, and wish you definitely good luck in everything.
Thank you.
You said in your speech, in one of your speeches, you said, I find myself in a position to make a difference or remain silent. Obviously, you did not remain silent.
No.
Were you able to make a difference?
Yes, because I've been to lots of different groups and universities and events where I speak about my story, and people resonate with the story. You know, they deep down inside, we know what happened in Iraq. You know, the war against Iraq was wrong because of the chaos that we see now. And people, they resonate with my story and, you know, story of other veterans. And it helps promote peace and it helps promote understanding.
Yeah, so you think the Iraqi war, you know, you think it was wrong because of what's going on now, or at that time was okay?
No, it was wrong from the beginning.
Never been okay.
Because it violated the UN Charter, it violated the Nuremberg principles.
And what we gain out from the war in Iraq?
What did we gain?
What the US got? Yeah.
Not much. Just a lot more misunderstanding, ignorance, hate, basically. A lot needs to be undone.
Yeah.
Ghanim, Khalil, thank you so much for being with us, and
Thank
good
you for
luck
having me.
with your future talks, and hopefully you can make a much more difference.
Thank you. I
Wish
appreciate
you the
you
good
having
luck,
me.
you know, and the book will be out very soon.
If it does come out, I'll party and I'll let you guys know.
Definitely we'll get you back here. Thank you.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you السادة المشاهدين. وصلنا للجزء بقى الجميل في البرنامج والتراث العربي المصري.
ليش هلا ما كان جميل يعني يا محمد؟ زعل
لا يعني اقصد اللي يهون شويه ويروق الاعصاب. فسيبكم مع ريتا وياسر درويش.
إذا مشاهدينا فاصل إعلاني ونرجع نختم الحلقة مع ياسر درويش والفولكلور التنورة.